All right, I'm on turn 3, Star Wars Rebellion. The Imperials just pulled off the interrogation droid on captured Riken, and they were successful. The rebels didn't have anybody to oppose, although they did oppose the leader himself, who's captured, opposes. This is kind of a different mission where all icons count. So he rolled 3 dice. The Imperials assigned 2 leaders. This was an important mission for them. They wanted to make sure they were successful. So they rolled 5 icons there. There's 3 on him. So they had 8 icons. Actually, they should have even had a better deal, because this picture here means that if that leader's involved, you get an automatic special success. Anyway, they won it without that. So the rebels had to declare 3 planets, and one of those planets had to contain the rebel base. So they decided to do Endor, to name Mal Hutta, and to name Dantooine as the 3 spaces. The Imperials didn't have any of those, but they figured they didn't put it down here because the Death Star started there. That would be a rough go to put it here. The Imperial player on his first two moves might very well have put this here to be able to take, kind of knock this sector out as an area for Rebel base. So Empire's pretty sure they didn't put it here. Well, if it's over here, it's going to take a while to get there anyway. However, they had a fleet right here, and, well, why not go up there and check that out? They move up there. That is indeed where the Rebel base was. So we have a combat situation here. The Rebels don't have a lot of space forces. They're going to get wiped out here. They have 3 squadrons of fighters versus a Star Destroyer, assault carrier, and 3 squadrons of TIE fighters. So they can't win the space battle. The ground battle, though, is even. 3 troopers and an airspeeder versus 3 troopers and an ATST. So that looks okay for the Rebels. If they can just hold on, they can move the base. In fact, they've already done rapid mobilization. They had chosen that mission anyway and played it earlier. So they're going to actually, they're going to move the base. They were planning on moving the base anyway. This is was too close for comfort. They weren't, however, expecting the Empire to jump right up there. They were expecting the Empire to go into here first, into Bathawui, and take that Rebel system, and then maybe move there the following turn. So this kind of surprised them, but they weren't expecting the Imperial interrogation droid, so that was a big coup for the Empire. Anyway, the advantage up here is Vader's leading the Imperial troops. He's got 3 ground tactics, so he's going to get 3 tactics cards for the ground, 2 for space. The Rebels don't have any leaders in their leader pool, so they don't even have a leader here. So they're not going to get any tactics. So anyway, I drew the tactics cards. We do space battle first, so we'll do this real quick. It's going to be 5 black dice versus and 3 red dice for the Imperials. I'm going to roll that up, and what do we get here? Red regular hits will do no good. However, we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 hits. That'll be enough to wipe these out. The Rebels don't have any cards, so they can't block anything. So, this is done. So they wiped out the fleet. They're going to shoot back 2 red dice for the wide wings and 1 black dice for the X-wings. They're going to assign the 2 damage to the assault carrier. Those are red damage. And then they'll assign 1 to a TIE. Unfortunately, for the Empire, they don't have any block cards. So all this will go through. They're going to lose a assault carrier and a fighter. Those are gone. So they take some pretty hefty losses there. Anyway, though, this might be all a moot point, because if the ground combat does not go well, it doesn't matter. If the Empire wins that, the game will be over at this point. Okay, so now we go to the ground combat step. The Empire's going to be rolling 4 black dice and a red dice. And they get a terrible roll. This might go, okay, we might have an extended game here. Let's see what their tactics cards are here. These all require a lightsaber. They don't have a lightsaber. So they're going to assign 1 damage, and they're going to kill one of the rebel troopers. Again, the rebels don't have any cards. They can't block anything. All right. And then the rebels will shoot back. They're going to have 4 blacks and a red. And they've got 1, 2, 3 hits. 3 black hits and 1 red critical hit. We're going to assign each of those black hits to an individual trooper and the red to the ATST. And again, there's nothing the Empire can do here. So 3 stormtroopers die. 1 hit's put on the ATST. At this point, the Empire could retreat and save their ATST. And that may not be a terrible idea. They could retreat back here to Toyodera. However, I mean, this is a chance to win. And, you know, you got to hope maybe you get a little lucky. So they're going to go on with this. They're going to need some luck because they're down to an ATST with 1 damage left. And the rebels still have an airspeeder and 2 troops. All right, so they're going a black and a red, and they get 1 critical hit. They're going to put on a trooper. That'll kill the trooper. They're going to fire back 3 black and a red, and they're hoping. The Empire's hoping for no hits, and no hit. These will not affect an ATST. Oh, and a critical hit. Direct hit, that will. And that'll kill the ATST. All right, so the rebels hold on to the base. And now, does the Empire want to retreat? Yeah, they'll retreat back here. There's no reason to hang out there anymore. Okay, so the rebels will survive another turn. Okay, we'll take this Mal Hutta card, put it there. They know what's there. And by the way, I'm using the original game, or the game, have these tactics cards. And that's how you use combat. Recently an expansion came out. I just picked it up. I didn't incorporate it into my game. This changes the combat significantly in terms it gets rid of these tactics cards. I wanted to do one game the original way because I imagine, once we put this combat system in, my guess is we'll never go back to those tactics cards. The combat system looks much more interesting in the expansion. So, anyway, just thought I'd point that out. All right, so we're going to keep on going because the rebels have survived. All right, they've got a couple of missions here. They're going to do Han Solo's mission, which is an old friend, and that means I'm going to place Han in either, I believe, Bespin, Bespin if I want Lando, or Kashyyyk if I want to get Chewbacca. Let's see. Lando is just an all-around good leader. If you see him, he's got one of every icon, so he can do everything. That's really handy. He's two space, 2 ground tactics, so he's decent at both. Let's see, Chewbacca though. Chewbacca's got those 3 special ops fists, but I'm gonna go with Lando. I like Lando. So Han will go here, and this card will go away, and they will get an extra leader. So that's a good deal. That'll make up for their leader who's captured right now. Okay, over to the Empire. The Empire's down to 2 moves here. They've done all their missions. And they're going to move, they're going to have Tarkin. They're going to move into Utapau here. And they're going to move their fleet out of Naboo into Utapau. Okay, and this will subjugate this rebel system. We'll put the happy stormtrooper face here over the rebel loyalty. Okay. And now it's back to the rebels. All right, they've got Leia here. She is on support of Mon Calamari, this action card. She's going to attempt this in the Mon Calamari system. Put her up there. Let's see, she's up there. She's all happy. And this is a diplomacy mission. And the only Imperial leader left here has no diplomacy icon, so he cannot oppose this mission. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to attempt it. Well, it's successful because no Imperials opposed it. And either gain 2 loyalty or place 1 Mon Cal cruiser on space 3 of the build queue. Well, if I get a loyalty, that's nice, I guess, but it's still going to be subjugated. So I'm going to take the Mon Cal cruiser, and we're going to take one of our big capital ships here for the rebellion, and then they're going to put it here on space 3. Okay, and that's a nice deal for the rebels. They need to get a fleet going here to defend wherever their new base is going to be. That was a close call up here, and in fact, it's not over. I'll go. We'll see what happens, but there's a chance that these guys this may be where the rebel base is next turn. We'll see. Okay, so that's it for the rebels and the Empire. One last leader. They can do one last move here, and I think at this point. They're going to move their fleet here into Ord Mantell. And they want to kind of clean up this mess here. Okay. So they're going to move in there and do an attack. I'll do that off camera. And I'll do another video at the end of the turn. And we'll go from there.